Hi, I'm Connie Townsend, certified group fitness instructor and personal trainer, and I'm here with folks from the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. We're going to be doing another workout that you can join us. You can do it from home, and we're going to be using a chair today. So if you have a nice sturdy chair, grab that, and then in a little bit we'll be using a weight of some sort, like a water bottle or a can of peas. We're going to start with the warm-up. We're going to march. All right, we're nice and tall. Shoulders back. Now, just taking one arm at a time, we're going to reach up and down. Now, other arm. Now, both. Now, go back to one arm. Other arm. Both arms. Start really stretching up there. One arm. Other arm. Both arms. Inhale. Exhale. One arm. One last time. Other arm. Reach up through those fingertips. Both arms. Get those muscles longer. Okay. Coming down. A little step tap. It's a step tap. Step tap. Your feet are wide. Let's start bringing the shoulder up one at a time. So you're getting those shoulder blades to start moving up and down your back. We start drawing the navel toward the spine. That gets those middle muscles to start contracting. Okay, shoulder height, let's reach around. Starting to get the upper body stretched a little, your back, your shoulders. Getting those muscles around the spine to loosen up a little. In 4, 3, let's reach it straight up. It's a rope climb. Reach, reach. Little rhythmic motion gets the blood pumping, gets the heart rate up a little, your temperature up, gets the body ready for exercise. Okay, in 4, 3, 2, we're gonna go elbow to knee. So it's, whoops, opposite, my fault. Pull, pull. So you're bringing that arm down, bringing that knee up and across, meeting in the middle. Pull, pull. Woo! All right, 4, 3, now straight legs out to the side. Let's do a little warm up for the hips. With the arms, we're gonna pull back. So by pulling, you're getting the back warmed up, squeezing those shoulder blades together a bit. Ooh, starting to feel it. Warming up those hips. 4, 3, let's tap the heels out front. Tap. Now watch your chair. Make sure you know where it is at all times. Now with both hands, we're going to push forward. Push, push, push. Now make it a little front kick, not very high. We're gonna just push with the opposite hand. Opposite. So now we're starting to warm up the brain a little. Getting the body to coordinate. Push, push. Now same thing, but knees up. Up, up. And front kick, push, push. Now let's get a side kick in. Opposite hand pushes. We got it. Hard to stay coordinated. Woo! 4, 3, let's just tap the floor now. And heel taps in front. Four, 3, let's come to a stop on that heel. Now come on down, keep that leg straight, keep that toe pulled up. Stretches the back of that leg. Now raise and tap that heel again. Four, 3, 2, hold. Let's sit back. Now keep the chin up a little. Your shoulders are pulled back. And raise. Now step wider. Okay, we're going to keep our chin up. We're going to sit down like we're going to sit in that chair. But then when we get to the bottom, not on the chair, but just standing, you're going to tuck the chin and roll back up. Float down. And tuck and roll. Getting that spine to move one vertebra at a time. And up and hold this stretch for the upper back. All right, we're going to keep moving. So grab a quick drink and we'll continue. Okay, we're still standing, but find your chair. We will be sitting in a moment. Now, you want your feet about chair width apart, so they're lined up with the chair legs. Toes are forward. We're going to do some little squats first to warm up those big leg muscles. Now, your heels, if you look down, your heels are about 5 or 6 inches from the chair, and you know where that chair is. We're going to do 3 pulses and then stand, so it looks like this. 2, 3, let's do a big V overhead. 1, 2, 3. Now you're pushing through those heels to get back up to standing. Pull. 2, 3, up. All your body weight's in the heels. We're using the leg muscles. Now by pulling back with straight arms, you're starting to use the back of those shoulders. And we get to give the legs a break for a moment when we come up. All right, almost there. 2 more. 2, 3, 1 more. 1, 2, 3, pull it back. All right, you know where your chair is. Let's have a seat. We're gonna march. So, when we use a chair for exercise, we want to try, if we can, to sit on the edge of the chair. Now, if your back needs more support than that, then you scoot all the way back and let the chair support you. Chair exercise is a lot of core. So we always want to be lifting high. Don't let gravity pull us. Shoulders back. In 4, 3. We're gonna tap those heels again, just like we did when we were standing. Let's push. 4, 3. It's a front kick. Now, opposite arm. So you're just straightening that leg if you can. If that's too hard, just tap the heel on the floor some more. Push, push. 4, 3. Knees up, we're gonna push it up. Woo! So really draw that navel toward your spine, because those core muscles are helping you lift that leg. Okay, we're going back out to the front kick. Now, we're gonna bend the elbows and start pulling around. So now we've got those muscles in the torso helping to turn. If your legs get too tired, just tap your heels. So there's always a modification easier, but you can always make it harder too. We're gonna try to speed it up. Woo! Keep it small. Doesn't have to be pretty. All right, back to heel. Tap, tap, tap. So that was a little challenge for those core muscles. 4, 3. Let's go back to a march. Now, hold on a sec. Let's let the feet come to a stop. Let's tuck the chin round the back. We let the back and the core muscles relax a moment, and then back up. All right, we're marching again. Now we're gonna hold the arms still. Sit tall. Legs are marching. Now we're gonna ignore the tempo of the music and we're just gonna start marching faster. Woo! And now we're gonna sprint. Good simple way to get the heart rate up in a chair. Keep moving. Woo! And then back down to a march. Okay, we get to let the legs rest. Bring them to a stop. Sit up tall. Arms bent. Gonna just move the arms like we're marching. Now keep them small. Keep them close in. Sitting tall. All right, start speeding it up a little. Very small, don't come out away from the body too far. It's just the arms. Now we're sprinting. We're running. We got the finish line in sight. Woo! Keep it up, keep it up. Almost there. And slow it down, and add that march in if you can. Woo! All right, let's widen out the feet. And come into a stop. Your feet are chair width apart. Heels are a few inches out from the chair. Okay. Let's lean. Now get back onto your feet. Your weight is in your heels. 3 pulses. 1, 2, 3. Back up again. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Reach it. Try to keep those arms locked. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Keep it up, keep it up. 2 more. 2, 3. And 1, 2. All right, down and hold. You guys knew this was coming. We're hovering. We know that chair's back there. Try to hold it. Belly button pulled in. In 4, 3, 2, sit, march. Woo. Nice and tall. Heel tap, both arms. Front kicks, opposite arm. Four, three, knees up, push up. Almost there. All right. Front kicks. Woo. 4, 3, back to the heel taps. Whoops, one at a time. Okay, so keep moving, get a drink, and we'll start with some weights in a bit. Okay, so this next section we're going to be starting to work our muscles. So if you have a weight of some sort, maybe a medicine ball or a rock or a water bottle, we're going to be using that to help build those muscles in the body. Now we're sitting, and we're going to be sitting on the edge of the chair if you can. We're going to be widening out the feet, turning the feet out so the knee and the feet are the same angle, turned out a little bit, because we're going to be working kind of between our knees. We're going to hang that weight. Now, shoulders are pulled back, and we don't want to ever round the back. We're going to actually lean forward a little bit. Now, take those arms that are pretty straight and raise so that they come up next to the ears, and down, and up. Now, if your lower back starts to bother you from leaning forward, you just sit up tall. That's okay too. Just do the same arm movement. Now we're drawing the navel in toward the spine because those core muscles have to tighten to keep the spine nice and supported and stable. And lift. So we're using our back, our shoulders, our arms, our chest, and our core. You're kind of pushing through those heels. Give you a good base. One more. Now leave that weight up there. We're going to sit tall now. You can bend those elbows a little. Keep the arms right where they are. Don't let them wander forward. Keep them back. We're going to lean from the waist. And up. Other side. Now not too far off center. Once again, you're pulling the navel back. And that contracts all the abdominal muscles that you need to go side to side. Arms are getting tired from holding the weight up there. So you can always let them rest. One more. And come back in and bring it down. Legs come into a hip width position. Okay, we're nice and tall. Now take that weight in your hand and your palm is facing in. Elbow in, knuckles are going to push up to the ceiling. Now while your arm is doing that, your opposite knee will lift up. So let's combine it. Sit tall. Now if that gets to be too much, to coordinate the two, just perhaps do one arm lift and then one knee lift. Woo! Press. Try to get that arm pretty straight up there. Extend it all the way up. Almost there. 3, 2, and bring it down. Okay, we're going to grab hold of that weight, one end in each hand, and the legs are back to a little bit wide again to give us a good base of stability. We're going to paddle the kayak. So, our body is going to actually lean back a little bit here, but you never want to round the back. Keep the shoulders back, head high. We're going to loop down like we're dipping the paddle in the water, up and around, back to center, back and center. So it's just a big loop. Now, if you're able and your muscles are a little stronger, you can make big loops. But if that bothers anything, you can always keep it real small, just a small little loop around. So you can decide, big loop, big loop. So we're using all the upper body muscles as well as your core muscles, rotating the torso. Leaning a little. So we lean back. Woo. And last loop. Let's let that back rest. So roll around the shoulders, lean over a little. And then back up. We're sitting tall. We're going to take the weight about chest height. We're going to press out, then lift up. Try to get the arms back beside the ears again. Shoulder height and back in. Press. Up, down, pull, press. Up and back in. Press it out. Reach it up. So that arm is, or the pullover is just to swing up. Couple more. One more time. Pull it in, press it out, and up. Bring it in. Let's switch hands. Now that arm starts real close into the body, and you never go lower than your shoulder. Palm in, sit tall, and press, but then get that opposite knee lifting as well. So your body has to coordinate a lot of muscle groups. Most important is you want to always stay tall and not slump down. So if you can't stay tall while moving your legs, then just keep the legs still. Exhale. Woo. How about 3 more? You got it. You're making the shoulder stronger, making the core stronger, and that leg. The leg muscles are getting stronger. Okay, back to the center again. Now, instead of pushing out and lifting up and combining those two, we're just gonna push out and in for a moment. Sit tall. Here we go. In, out, in. So when that weight goes away from the body, your center of gravity shifts. And it gets out further from the body. All right, one more. Now out and hold. So those pullovers only. We're coming up and down. So these are just like the ones that we did when we were leaning, but by sitting up tall, we're working a different set of muscle groups. Up. Okay, come on down, bring it in, roll them around. Now keep your weight. We're going to be continuing with some muscle strengthening and some coordination and balance. So, go get a drink of water. So we've still got our weight, and we're sitting in the chair to start. We're going to widen out the feet back to that chair width position, toes forward. So our legs, when we do a squat, a sit to stand, we don't want the feet way under us, and we don't want them way out in front. We want them right under those knees. So this is showing us the proper way to get out of a chair. Okay, let's just hang the weights. Now, leaning forward, keep your back straight. Body weight goes into those heels. Let's sit and pull those arms up in front. Now, we're going to hold the weights there. We're going to sit and stand. Now, arms are out in front when you're seated. And they're down when you're standing. Now if that gets to be too much to coordinate arms and legs, or if you need your arms to help you get up out of the chair, just set the weight down. You're pushing into the heels. Whew. 4, 3, 2, one more. Now we're going to stand and stay standing. Let's move to this side of the chair over here. You can keep your weight or you can always set it down. We're going to be doing a lunge. Quite often we can't do a stationary lunge because it's hard to balance. So we're going to use a chair. Outside leg steps forward. Inside leg steps back. Now we're up on that back toe back there. So your feet are staggered apart and you're up on the back toe. Body stays upright, shoulders back. Now use that chair to help support you. We're going to drop the back knee and then pull back up. So when you drop the back knee toward the floor, that front leg comes into about a 90-degree angle or a little bit bigger. You're drawing the navel in. So we get to do a lunge because we have the chair to help us balance. They're very hard to coordinate and balance without support. Down and up. How about 3 more? 2, one more. All right, now step in. We're going to take that inside leg and kneel onto the chair. If you have a padded chair, it's even better. Now our weight is in this hand. We're going to be leaning over. Now don't let that back round. Okay, keep the shoulders back. Chin is up a little. We're going to hang the weight, palm faces in. Now let's just pull it back to the rib cage. So you're pulling and releasing. Back is straight. Chin is up a bit. Keep the elbow close to the body. Now you're using those core muscles again to support the spine. So always be drawing the navel toward the spine. Three, 2, and come on back up to standing. Now, we're going to go ahead and go to the other side just to make sure we have enough time to get everything done. So, let's go over here. Now your outside leg steps forward, inside leg steps back. So your feet are quite wide. They're far apart. You're on your back toes, and we're going to just drop that back knee and then push back up. So we're using the same muscles that a squat does, but because our feet are staggered, we now are making it a stability exercise, and a lot more of the core is involved. Only do what you can. Your body stays upright. We don't ever lean forward. All right. Come on back up. Step in. Now that inside leg is going to be the kneeler. So we just kneel onto the chair. Take the weight in the other hand. We're going to lean over using that chair to help support our back. All right, we start at an angle. And just pull back. Now when you pull back, when your elbow is a little higher than your side, you're squeezing those muscles around the shoulder blade area. Because it's that one side of the back that's really working. Woo! 4, 3, 2. Okay, and come on back up. Let's walk around. Get chair width apart. Now, that first thing we started with, we're gonna make it just a little bit harder. Or you can go back to being shoulder width apart and then sit down. Okay, we're gonna start. Oh, let's see, let's start overhead. Now, know where your chair is. We're gonna sit down. Arms are shoulder height now. Back up and pull back. So you're doing another sit to stand, or in this case, it was a stand to sit. Up. Only do what you can. If that gets to be too much, then remember, you can always let those arms go down instead of up. Woo. Okay, one more. Now have a seat. All right, so far we've done the sit to stands with arms, and we've done lunges and rows. So then the next section we'll be continuing on, so keep your weight, and we'll be doing some other muscle groups. We're going to be working on our hips and our shoulders. So if you need to, get a drink, but keep your chair, keep your weight, and we'll be coming back. All right, now this time we start standing. So you can set your weight down for a moment if you want. We're gonna be off to the side of the chair again. So that chair is there to help you, to help support you, help you stay balanced. We're gonna be working those muscles in the side of our hip. Now normally, we would only be able to do one leg lift at a time because we can't balance very well. But with a chair there, we can do 3 quick pulses. So pull the toes up, let's lock the knee. We're gonna keep that toe facing front, and we're gonna do 3 lifts out to the side. 1, 2, 3, come on back down, and do it again. 2, 3, now glance at it once in a while. Make sure it's facing front, not up. And 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So it's almost like you're pushing out through that heel. Make that leg nice and straight. Up, 2, 3. Up, 2. You can feel that fatigue around the hip joint. Couple more here. Now your standing leg is getting tired too. One more. 3, 2, 1. Now grab the weight. Okay, so we really don't need the chair to help us balance on this one. It's all about the side of our shoulder. So loosen that elbow. Wrist is nice and straight. We're gonna go out for 3. 1, 2, 3. Bring it down. 1, 2, 3. Up, 2, 3. So when you lift out to the side, don't lift any higher than shoulder height. And maybe if something bothers you in there, in the shoulder, maybe just lift it real low, not all the way up. Only what you can do. Woo, how about one more? We can do it. 1, 2, 3, and down. Okay, now setting it down again. That outside leg, we're gonna do a balance exercise. It's pretty hard to do without support, so that's why the chair is there. We're gonna lift our knee in front, and then without setting that foot down, we're gonna come forward and try to, whoa, stretch out that leg out back. So come up and knee up, and stretch out back. And knee up, and back. So eventually, maybe you'll be able to lean over and get that leg up so that it's in line with the body. But at first, keep it very small. We're working on our stability, and that standing leg we're on is working a whole lot in the hip and in the front and back of the leg. One more. All right, let's go to the other side. So, we started with that little side leg pulse. So lock that knee, flex that ankle, and here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Really push out. Now we're not leaning. Just stay upright. Make the hip do the work. Up, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Woo. Keep the toe forward. Okay, we have one more. Come on, force it, make it go. 2, 3. Now, grab the weight. Arm is straight, but unlocked. Let's do 3 little pulses to the side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So they're just little movements at the top, not a full range of motion. We're building endurance in those shoulder muscles. Up, 2, 3. Now if your shoulders bother you, just keep it really low. And as you lift, don't let that shoulder raise up too. We have one more. Whew. Okay, bring it down. Set it down. So that outside knee will be coming up in front, and then we're just gonna stretch that leg out and back. Okay? So use your chair. Let's bring it up and forward and up. So keep it small at first. You can even put that foot down in the middle every time. You're going to be more stable on one foot than the other. Even though we're working both sides of the body to eliminate any imbalances, we still have a dominant foot that's probably more stable. All right, last one there. Okay, so we've done some squats, we've done some lunges, and some side lifts. Now, while we're standing here, we are going to stretch. So kind of clear your chair. This outside leg, if we can reach the chair, we're going to put our foot onto the chair. Now stand up really close to it. You're facing forward. We're stretching in that hip. Now you can even take that knee and bring it a little closer in, further across, if your flexibility is good in that hip. Now if you can't get your foot up on the chair, just have a seat and cross your knee over and pull your knee across. Okay, release. Let's go to the other side. So stand up against the chair, outside foot kind of comes across and sits on that chair. Nice and tall. So you get a good stretch around the hip where we've worked all those stabilizing muscles. All right. Okay, go ahead and set it down. You can put your weight away, you can get a drink, and then we're going to have a seat and use the chair to help us stretch. Okay. We're going to use the chair to help us stretch. We're going to cool the body down and get ready to go on with the rest of our day. So, we're going to start by sitting on the edge of the chair. Let's take our fingertips, we start on the chair seat, and we start walking our hands back and up the chair as high as you're able to, and then just hold it there a moment. And what we're doing is pulling those shoulders back so you can stretch the front of the shoulder, stretches across the chest, and it starts to really activate those shoulder muscles back there so that they can really work hard to keep you in good alignment and give you good posture. The stretchier the front of the body is, the better those posture muscles can work. All right, let's come on back down and widen out the feet. Okay, just like where we started, we're going to do that flat back down squat motion and then roll back up. So keep the chin up, shoulders back. We're going to lean forward, come on down a little bit. Then at the bottom, you're going to tuck the chin and roll back up. Exhale down and inhale back up. So that loosens up the spine, gets those vertebrae to move one at a time. And down and up. One more time. Don't come too far down. We don't want to be below. Don't let the head come below the heart. Come on back up. You can bring the legs in a little bit. Hand on the opposite knee, other hand on the chair behind, and we're going to stretch that spine up nice and tall, and then turn around and back up the car. Continue doing that. So get those eyes to really try to find that back wall. If where your eyes go, your head goes, and where your head goes, your body goes. And so we want a good rotation in the spine and stretching around the rib cage. Come on back to center, and let's do the other side. So hand on the knee, other hand on the chair. Push your head to the ceiling and turn and look behind you. And then coming back to center. We're still at the edge of the chair. We're going to stretch the back of the legs. So let's extend one leg out, set it on the heel. Pull the toe toward the shin, lock that knee. Now we're going to sit really tall, shoulders back. Now hold on tightly so the chair doesn't come out from under you, and come forward like you're trying to bring that chin to the knee. Keep the chin up a little, but not so high that you're straining your neck. Just don't look down, look out in front, and we're stretching the back of that leg. And then raise. Okay, we're going to do the other leg. Stretch out, pull back, sit tall, and down. So the back of the legs is an area that it's pretty tight on most people. And especially if we sit a lot, those hamstrings get really tight. And when they do, they start to pull on the spine and cause back trouble. So we always want to take time to really stretch those hamstrings. Come on back up. And another area that we need to stretch is the front of the hip. So we're going to scoot, almost hanging off the chair so that one leg can move. We're going to start on the toe of the outside leg and then just start pushing or sliding that toe back so that the knee drops down. Sit tall, hold on to the chair. So now you're stretching the front of that leg and up into the hip and even up into the abdominal muscles. So that hip flexor that's in charge of lifting your knee, we worked it a lot today with our marches and our knee lifts in our chair. So it gets tight. All right, carefully bring it back in and then scooch all the way over to the other side. Hold on tight. Start kind of on the toe and then just let it slide back, dropping that knee. And we sit tall to really try to lengthen all those muscles. Shoulders back, head is high. And then bring that leg forward. Let's come back to center. And we can scoot all the way back to the back. So that's a relief. All right, let's push one arm, straighten it out. It's right there beside the ear. And we're gonna bend at the elbow and reach down like you're trying to grab the top of the chair. That pulls that arm back, stretches here, and in the shoulder complex and even into the chest. Now take that other arm low. It's kind of hard with this chair, it's a little wide. But we're just kind of reaching down with the other one and around. All right, bring that elbow forward. Let's go with the other arm here. Stretch up, bend at the elbow, reach down. And then if your chair's not in the way like ours is, you can reach around. Really working on good shoulder flexibility. All right, release it. Now both arms kind of reach around. These chairs aren't any good for this, but we're trying to find our hands back there if you can. That pulls those shoulders back and down. Now tilt the head forward to stretch the back of the neck. And then back to center. Let's turn the head, look over that shoulder. And over here, I'd like to thank Esther and Sharon. And then other direction, over here is Nancy and Betsy. And they're all regular exercisers at the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. So they're here with us, with me today to help me. They're my backup exercisers. And come around front, release, and inhale, get tall. And we'd like to thank Eastmont County Parks and Recreation for letting us use their building as well. Okay, get a drink, and we'll see you again.